You ever wake up and feel like the world already started without you? Like you're behind on something, but you can't tell what? That's how this episode opens. Our protagonist isn't a hero. He's not magical. He's not even human. He's just a snow golem living his best quiet life in the icy woods. He wakes up to a sentient bird alarm clock pecking his face. And let's be honest, this is how some of us feel being woken up by responsibility. The bird literally phases through his hand when he tries to swat it, which is kind of the perfect metaphor for fighting against time. You can flail all you want, but you're still getting up. The golem doesn't speak, he doesn't emote much, but every action he takes shows a kind of sleepy rhythm to his life. He gets ready, he makes breakfast, he pours cereal and milk, but what comes out is a pear and acorn, because of course this is adventure time and reality is just a suggestion. He doesn't get angry, he doesn't question it, he just eats it, and that's kind of his whole thing. Quiet acceptance. He isn't chasing a destiny, he isn't trying to change the world, he just wants to rest, eat pears, and not catch fire. But then everything changes because life doesn't care if you're content. Life has fire wolves. Now, while our snow golem is trying to fetch groceries and keep his limbs from falling off, there's a completely different show happening in the background. Finn and Jake are fighting the Ice King over sandwiches. Yes, sandwiches, because this is adventure time, and in this universe you can be in a deeply poetic tale of loss and compassion and also have a wizard with a beard-shaped depression disorder stealing lunch. The Ice King is wearing a full body suit of ice armor. It's his new gimmick. He gloats about being invincible, ignoring that his entire face is exposed. Finn and Jake try everything from sticks to axes, and for most of the episode, they make zero progress. This entire conflict runs parallel to the snow golem's emotional odyssey, and it creates this brilliant, almost surreal split screen of tone. You have slapstick fantasy chaos on one side and an unspoken tragedy on the other. And it works because Adventure Time knows that joy and pain live side by side. Always. So the golem is minding his own snowy business when he runs into a pack of fire wolves, literal fire dogs. And if you haven't figured it out, snow and fire do not mix, like introverts in group FaceTime calls. He gets attacked, cart flips, groceries everywhere. It's a mess. Pears go flying, one even gets squashed dramatically, like a symbol of his shattered peace. And then he meets the pup. Just a tiny fire creature chewing on his broken cartwheel like it's a toy. Not threatening, just there, a small chaos goblin with big eyes. The golem tries to walk away. He even picks the pup up with a stick, respectfully, and places it on a tree like, no thank you, I'm not emotionally available right now. But the pup barks, and that's all it takes. Because sometimes even the most guarded of us are suckers for small, needy, flammable things. The golem brings his groceries home. He removes his wreath hat, a bold fashion choice, sits down, and his cart explodes in a fiery blast. Surprise, pup stowed away. He throws the pup out. He slams the door. He chooses peace, but the pup whimpers, and then vultures start pecking at it. Life doesn't wait. It doesn't give you time to think. Sometimes it just hands you a burning puppy being eaten alive and says, what are you going to do about it? So the golem brings him back in, not because he wants to, but because he has to. And from that moment on, his home is no longer his sanctuary. It becomes a war zone of fire, melted memories, and milk runs. The pup burns everything, the furniture, the food, the carpet that probably took him years to knit out of frozen moss. He tries to feed it pears, rejected. The pup wants milk, which leads to one of the darkest slapstick moments in the episode, burning a cow's udder. It's so absurd it loops back to tragic. Still, the golem smiles, because caring for something, even when it's setting you on fire, makes you feel needed. This is where the emotional horror comedy really begins. The golem and the pup slowly form a routine. He sings with his fingers, the pup licks his hand, it melts. The golem yelps, the pup looks sad, so the golem makes the finger bigger and accidentally turns it into his face. It's ridiculous, it's adorable, it's real. They start to laugh together. There are no words, no subtitles, but everything they feel is loud and clear. The golem becomes a caregiver, a friend, a parent, and for the first time his little snow cabin isn't just a place to exist, it's a home. That night the pup howls, not in pain but in connection. He hears a pack out there, and something in the golem breaks. He knows tomorrow he has to return the pup. He knows this isn't forever, that no matter how much warmth he gives, this isn't his to keep. And let's be honest, how many of us have been there? With people, with places, with dreams, knowing they're not meant to stay, but it doesn't make it easier to let go. So the next day he wraps up the pup, puts him on a wooden chair, and begins the journey through mountains, through flame as he melts. Literally, his arms sag, his fingers fall off. He keeps going because this is what love looks like sometimes. You destroy yourself a little to make sure someone else makes it. He climbs, burns, dissolves. The chair breaks. The pup falls into lava. And the golem, being 80% slush at this point, still jumps in to save him. Because that's love, not the Disney kind, the real kind, the exhausting, painful, this is destroying me but you're worth it kind. He returns the pup. The firewolves growl. They don't understand him. They don't thank him. And still, he walks away. He returns to his icy home, a barely functioning pile of snow limbs and sadness. Meanwhile, Finn and Jake finally beat the Ice King and are eating their sandwiches. Balance is restored, or so it seems. The pup comes back. He finds the golem, melts him again with joy this time, just pounces and licks him into a puddle, and the golem laughs. He says the only line in the entire episode,
"Real good. Nice home."
Grammatically cursed, emotionally perfect. Finn thinks the pup is attacking a puddle. Jake casually explains the puddle is the snow golem, because of course he is. Aren't snow golems and firewolves supposed to hate each other? Jake delivering the line that sums up the entire damn episode doesn't mean they can't get along, and then Ice King, defeated, sandwichless, and kissed on the cheek, whispers, "Thank you, roll credits." This is one of those episodes where if you blink you miss it. No dramatic speeches, no morals spelled out in bold letters, just vibes, but the message is there, layered between pears, fire, and melted hands. Real love isn't about possession, it's about presence, it's about sacrifice. Sometimes loving someone means keeping them safe, sometimes it means walking away, sometimes it means letting yourself melt, and sometimes, if you're lucky, they come back. This is a story about connection across impossibility, about being changed by someone who couldn't stay, about learning that goodbye doesn't always mean the end. It's about how we all carry someone's fire, even if we're made of snow. If you've ever had to say goodbye to something you loved, someone who didn't belong to your world, or watched your quiet life explode into chaos because a fire pup showed up out of nowhere, just know this, you are not alone. We all melt for something. Thank you for watching. Now go hug someone, or a dog, or at least microwave a pear. You earned it.